Fabrica! Welcome to a new episode of Let's Talk Taino. I'm Priscilla Colon, co-founder and creative here at Casarito, where our mission is to promote the Taino language and culture. So following up on our previous episodes on the five senses, today we're going to talk about the sense of taste. We're going to learn some yummy new words in Taino, and we're also going to dive deep into where some of these words come from. So are you ready for this tasty treat? Let's get started. The body part responsible for the sense of taste is the tongue. And in Taino, that word is agi, tongue. One trick that I mentioned in a previous video for memorizing a new word is to associate it with something you already know. So for tongue, agi, you can associate it with yum, the word you say when you love how something tastes. So now you have made that connection between agi, tongue, and yum. Now let's learn the verb to taste. To taste, olaka. I taste. Dak olaka. I tasted. Dak olaka itpa. I will taste. Dak olaka ina. Now let's do an activity where I ask you what you taste, and then we can answer by looking at the picture. We're going to learn new Taino words and also where those words came from. Are you ready? Let's get started. Katei buk olaka. What do you taste? Dak olaka hibiria. I taste the watermelon. Katei buk olaka. What do you taste? Dak olaka ababaya. I taste the papaya. You'll notice that the word for papaya comes from the original Taino ababaya. Katei buk olaka. What do you taste? Dak olaka guayába. I taste the guava. If you want to know more about the importance of the guayaba to Taino spirituality, please check out this video. Katei buk olaka. What do you taste? Dak olaka pápa. I taste the potato. Now you may be wondering, isn't pápa what the Spanish use? Yes, but pápa is actually a loan word from Quechua. The ancestors of modern-day Peruvians were the ones who spoke Quechua, along with a few other areas in South America. The potato, or pápa, can be traced to that area of the world. They were the first to grow this wonderful tuber. In Peru alone, there are more than 4,000 varieties of potatoes. They are considered a cultural heritage, and most of them aren't allowed outside of the country. Now, as far as we know, the Taino original word for potato did not survive. We do have a word, batata, which refers to a sweet potato. And that's actually where the word potato comes from. Katei buk olaka. What do you taste? Dak olaka yahutia. I taste the yautía. Now this Taino term, yahutia, was changed slightly when it came into the Spanish to yautía. That's what most Spanish speakers use. When it came to the English, some people translate it as taro or other root vegetables, but it's not quite the same. So most people will still use the Spanish version, yautía. Katei buk olaka. What do you taste? Dak olaka maisí. I taste the corn. Now the term corn or maize, as it is known throughout the world, comes from the Taino maisí. You may also hear mahisí in other Taino variants. Corn has such an interesting history. Scientists don't really know how humans created it, but the Indigenous Americans were the first to create this. It could even be that corn was the first genetically modified species by humans. What scientists know is that corn was domesticated somewhere in the Tehuacan Valley, in this area of what is modern-day Mexico, almost 9,000 plus years ago. Although the yuca was the primary crop of our Taino ancestors, maisí was pretty much up there too. We can still see the culinary contributions of our ancestors in what our modern-day Taínos eat. For example, arepa, which is a corn cake, and guanime, which are these like corn rolls that are wrapped and sometimes stuffed with nuts and meats. Katei buk olaka, what do you taste? Dakolaka ají, I taste the pepper. The ají is another word that comes from Taino, and it was incorporated into the Spanish language. Ají can be sweet or they can be hot, and sometimes people use the word ají to mean hot peppers. Now, the ají was used not only to season foods, but it was actually used in what could possibly be the first recorded instance of chemical warfare. So it was written by the Spanish chroniclers that Taínos use a sort of capsaicin bomb, a kind of smoke bomb made out of ají. What would happen is they would take a pumpkin or calabash, hollow it out, put burning ashes and crushed ají inside. Then they would take it, throw it at the enemy, and the enemy would obviously be like choking on the gas and they couldn't see, it would get all in their eyes. And that's when the Taínos would come in, covered up, so they were protected from the smoke, and then they would beat them over the head with macanas and hopefully like kill them off. So don't believe the stories that our Taino ancestors were just so nice and so docile that they never even defended themselves. That's absolutely not true. I hope you enjoyed going through that activity, learning new Taino vocabulary words, and learning a little bit more about where the words come from. Maybe a little culture, a little history, and some fun facts that you didn't know. Why don't we go over the list of everything we learned today? Ayi, tongue. Olaka, to taste or to try. Dakolaka, I taste, I try. Hibiriya, watermelon. Ababaya, papaya. Guayába, guava. Pápa, potato. Yahutia, yautía. Maisí, corn. Ají, pepper. As always, I'm so happy to have you here with me week after week, learning Taino, learning more about the history of our ancestors and our culture. I know that we can bring back Taino and learn more about ourselves along the way. As always, I thank you for leaving your topic suggestions. This mini-series was brought to you because one of you recommended that I do this. So keep a lookout for upcoming videos. Today, I have a huge announcement. Casareito is working in collaboration with the municipality of Canóvanas, Puerto Rico, to put together the first language conference focusing on the evolution of the Taino language. We're bringing together linguists, archaeologists, and other experts to share information so that we can learn more about the evolution of our language and to present to the world some of the new variants that were created since 2018. To stay in the know, follow @Taino Conference on all social media sites and check out the website www.tainoconference.org. In the meantime, Tay Karaya Guaitiao Nagu.